Hello, guys. Faith. AR, hello. Like the word faith we choose to. Happy Friday. Hey, Diaz World. What's up, sis? Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Thank you for the thumbs up. I ain't combing my hair. I'm in my pajamas behind the scenes. This has been a rainy, kind of dreary day, so I've been in the house all day. Hey, we the plug. Your boy Smooth. What up, Deb? I will be playing on the radio. Okay. What radio are you playing on? Good morning. Holographic one. Be sure to type the word faith, guys. Type the word faith. Type the word faith, guys. Type the word faith. Don't forget to please share. Oh, yes. Thank you, Joshua. Oh, mine? You say you're supposed to be on my radio? Let's see. You're on the radio. I know that's right. Let me put up that invite thing. Hey, Juan. Good morning to you. I'm just putting up invite screen just in case somebody want to come up and join in the conversation. Let's see. Okay, cool. Yeah, she always out there praying. How you doing, Mom? Type the word faith. If you want your link drop, type the word faith. Yes, type the word faith, guys. Type the word faith. I just wanted to come over here. Let me see. Where's Yes, okay. I just wanted to come in here just talk about I forgot what title I put. Who's responsible? That's what I put. Who's responsible? I am late because I didn't know about the first of all, Ezekiel 26:19 says, "This is what the so sovereign Lord says: When I make you a desolate city, like cities no longer inhabited, and when I bring the ocean depths over you, and its vast waters cover you." It took me to, when I read that part of scripture, it took me to what's been going on in the news with the submarine, the type, the expedition, the sub. And so I got into it. I started reading about it and going back and seeing what happened and whatnot. And I was like, golly, you know, let me see if I can put their picture up here. When they showed the people who passed away in there, and I said, these are billionaires. These are billionaires, billionaires. And so it took me into looking into, you know, the story of like what the heck was going on. What the heck was going on? So oops, sorry guys. So I started reading some, and it says well, we know they all died. I'm just finding out that today. But the Ocean Gate, the Titanic expedition, it cost $250,000 per person. $250,000 per person to ride on that thing. Now, this dude here, he's the CEO, and these three here, you know, besides his son, they paid for $250,000 for an expedition. You know, the news was saying, this news was saying, it ends the saga that began on Sunday, where the Titanic began its descendants to explore the wreckage of the Titanic. The expedition was billed as a chance to step outside of everyday life and discover something truly extraordinary. Now, Rush, this dude here, he's 61. No, I'm sorry, this dude here, Rush, he's 61, and he was the CEO of Ocean Gate. He was the founder Everett Wash Base Company in 2009 with the aim to access to the deep oceans through innovation. He believed to have piloted the Lost Titan submission, what they call it, submissionable. And there are some reports of errors with the sub who would because my thing is, who would make something that you can't get out of? Who would make something that you can't get out of? But we'll get into that more. And this dude, Harsh Harding, I think this dude here was 58. He was a Dubai-based British businessman. You know, it's all in the news. Action Aviation, whose services include aircraft brokerage, aircraft management, and aircraft financing. The other dude, which is probably this dude here, Paul, he was 77. He was a former French naval captain who worked for over 20 years in the mine disposal. He specialized in deep sea diving and submissionables, so this is not his first time. He was a member of 5 Depths expedition in 2019. And the father and son, the father was 48 and the son was just 19. And they say the son, him, like he was very fearful on going, you know, on the expedition with his dad. But, you know, he wanted to spend time with his father and I guess do something with his father. And that's what happened. I'm like, wow, you know. Who, first of all, it didn't sink. No, it didn't sink. It blew up. I mean, it crumbled. They said it's an M explosion instead of an explosion. I guess an explosion is from the outside. In explosion deals with crumbling or collapsing. The damn thing fell apart, and I think it might have been from the thick, heavy waters with them being so far down in the ocean. Number one, well, they signed up when they signed up to go on that expedition. All of them signed up for a death sentence, and they knew it. You know, that's why I put who's responsible, and there's nobody responsible for it because they knew, but they was billionaires that like to, you know, adventurous on the wild side, I would say. And that's something I would never, ever do. Um, and see, I believe this was a ritual and a ruse. I don't believe billionaires would get into this tiny, cramped vessel controlled by a cheap video game controller. Exactly. But they did. But they did. They knew what they knew the consequences because they all are expeditionists some type of way. I don't think it really happened. Why was U.S. Coast Guard in the Titanic didn't sink by the U.S. Exactly. Exactly. And my thing is, you know, first of all, you're not going to get me into something that I can't get out of. They were bolted in. Bolted in. You got this tiny little space that can only fit 5 people. And the CEO who helped build the thing, you know, they had a previous court case, you know, which you can look up, where that thing had something going on with it a couple of times in the past. You know, a couple of times in the past, it had something going on with that daggone thing. So that's like crazy to me. And why would you want to be bolted in something that you can't get out of unless somebody lets you out from the outside? That is suicide to me. That is pure suicide. But it's sad in a sense, you know, to be that adventurous where pretty much you messing with your life. You messing with your life. So I thought that was like super, super crazy. You know, really, really crazy to do something like that. Like that was wild. Really, really wild. But I don't know. I would have took my money and invested into something else. Help out the community. Come to make a development where um for low income people, for they could have somewhere to live, or take that money and build up something in the community where the kids can go and play, because there's no after school programs or nothing for them to do in the summer. People with a whole lot of money just don't know what to do with it. That's the way I feel. And then too, as long as the Titanic been in the ocean, you know, to me that's like the Bermuda Triangle, where you just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I mean, it's like kind of like sacred down there, I would say. It seems like everybody that goes down there, I mean, some people come up with some artifacts or something like that there, but it's always, their experience has always been like scary, kind of scary. And, you know, you got a ship that's down there, been down there for decades, and you still want to go down there and disturb what little piece that's left down there for those people that passed away down there. To me, it's like an underground burial site. That's the way I look at it, like an underground burial site. And man, always try to think of everything and anything to do was not ordained by God to me. Going down going down to the bottom of an ocean, you know, just to look at something, just to be the first to say, look what we did, is suicide to me. That's crazy. That is crazy. And I believe God is in the mix, somehow in a mix around there, where it's kind of being that it's like a little sanctuary, underwater sanctuary, where you know it's hysterical, but also too sacred at the same time. Leave it alone. You know, it's like Noah's Ark. Are we ever going to find Noah's Ark? Are we ever going to, and if you do find it, how you going to lift it? They couldn't even lift that ship if they wanted to because it probably crumbled up, number one. And I believe with all them spirits down there, they probably like, I don't know. It's just crazy. But to go down all them feet of water just to look at something, just to say, look what we did, and we're the first ones to do it, it's crazy to me. It's crazy. So I don't get it. I really don't get it. And then with the other folks is these folks is here, which is another sad case because this is another boat that sunk. The news says dozens are dead and hundreds fear missing from migrants ships sinking off of Greece. And this happened Wednesday, June 14th. Kalamala, Greece, rescue workers referred the bodies of dead migrants to refrigerated trucks as a major search continues Thursday for possible survivors of a sea disaster in southern Greece. Hundreds of people are still feared missing. It says at least 78 bodies have been recovered at a fishing boat crammed with migrants seeking to make it from Liberia to Italy capsized and sank a day earlier in deep waters off the Greek coast. So sad. Rescuers saved 104 passengers, including Egyptians, Syrians, Pakistanis, Afghanistan, and Palestinians. But authorities fear that hundreds of others may have been trapped below deck. If confirmed, that would make the tragedy one of the worst ever recorded in central Mediterranean. Authorities revised the confirmed death toll from 79 following an overnight count of the bodies. So sad, so sad. And these are immigrants trying to get to where they got. And look how full it is. Like the front look like it's up and the back is. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight. A lot of weight. And it's so sad, and all of it is dealing with water. Dealing with the water. The elements of that God's creation, the elements, water, fire, and wind can be so not to be played with. Not to be played with. It's just crazy. It's just so crazy. But I pray for the families. I pray for the families. And who's responsible? Can't nobody be responsible when you signed up to do this here? It's just a sad case. Sad case. So I just wanted to come up here and just, talk about it for a few minutes and get your input on it. Because I'm late on the story. I really am. I don't watch the news like I used to watch the news. So I'm just late on the story. But my prayers to, the families and whatnot. But I would have passed out. Once something went wrong, I would have passed out because I know I'm somewhere where I just the thought of it for me. I would have been dead a long time ago. But it's crazy, and God talks about the oceans and the water, said, and when I bring the ocean depths over you and its vast waters cover you, meaning just suck you in and just drown you up. Can't play around in God's creation like that, especially when you're doing things and you think you know more than him. I don't think man was made to go to the bottom of the ocean. The last time somebody went to the bottom of the ocean is when they walked through the waters to get, when God split the waters for them to get to the other side. That's crazy. And if his hand don't open up the water, you ain't got no business going down to the bottom of it. That's just the way I feel. Crazy. But my condolences to the families and all that was lost. May their souls rest in peace. But, do something better with your money. $250,000? That's $500,000. Anyhow, this your girl Deborah Catch by Faith. I just came up here just to rant for a minute. Take care and thank you all for coming in, guys. Who came in here? Wong the knock, Tender Wedding. Okay. Joshua Gabriel, AR Vlogs, Diaz World. Thank you. We the Plug LLC. Yeah, boy, smooth. Yes, thank you so much for coming in. Did I say Nez Lover? Nez Lover, thank you so much. Prayers back to you, sister. And Galen Nalaza. Hope I said that right. Nalaza. Yes. So I just want to pop in, and now I'm about to pop out because the sister is tired. All right, guys. Next time you see me, I'll show my face. But good night and talk to you later. I'm out.